So tomorrow we are getting the second chapter of Team Affinity Season 1. This is new to MLB The Show. Well, Team Affinity isn't new, but in previous years, like last year, they only did one Team Affinity per season. This year they're doing 3 different chapters per season. So we're going to be getting Chapter 2 of Team Affinity, and they've already revealed a bunch of the cards, and they've also revealed a bunch of their attributes. So we're just going to go over them in today's video. So starting with the AL West, first of all, the bosses are 93 overall, so the power creep is going up. The bosses in Chapter 1 were 89 overall. So looking at the AL West cards, we have Tim Salmon, we have J.R. Richard, Mitch Garver, Daniel Vogelbach, and Jacob Wilson. And we have attributes for 2 of these 5 cards because 2 of them are classics. Starting with Mitch Garver, this was a Topps Now card in last year's game. 93 overall. He's a catcher, of course. 98, 89 contact, 105, 112 power with 94 clutch. Defense is silver with 73 fielding. And, not bad as a card overall. Like, this is a very solid catcher overall. But if you look at his speed, he has 42 speed, meaning he's eligible for the Nolan Arenado boost, which is my captain. So, the Nolan Arenado boost, if you have him to tier 3, he'll get plus 20 contact right, plus 15 clutch, plus 15 power left, and plus 10 fielding. That's going to make this card like a 97, 98 overall. So if you have Nolan Arenado, and even the tier 2 boost is going to boost him down a lot. But regardless of if you have Arenado or not, this is a very good catching option. And then we have Daniel Vogelbach. I know that this screenshot is really pixelated. This is the only picture I could find of his attributes from MLB The Show 19. So, sorry. But anyway, looking at his card, 82, 56 contact, 116, 91 power, with 125 discipline and 75 clutch. So the clutch helps him versus lefties, hurts him versus righties. Speed is obviously, like, he's going to get the Arenado boost as well. But overall, just like a solid card. Moving to the NL West for Team Affinity, Chapter 2, we have Drew Jones for the Diamondbacks, Chili Davis, Chase Dollander, is that how you say it? Will Myers cycle card, and a Kenley Jansen card. And the thing about these cards is we don't have any of their attributes. They are all new cards. None of these cards have been used in previous games, and none of them have had previous cards. Like, okay, that's kind of what I just said. But anyway, we don't have any attributes because they haven't revealed any of them on Twitter, and these aren't any recycled cards, I don't think. Moving to the AL Central, we have attributes on 4 of these 5 cards. So looking at the AL Central, for the Tigers, we have Justin Verlander. For the Guardians, we have Steven Kwan. For the Royals, Alex Gordon. For the White Sox, Noah Schultz. And for the Twins, we have Emmanuel Rodriguez. So let's get into these attributes. For the Tigers, we have Justin Verlander. Justin Verlander cards have always been pretty good for me in the past. This is a lower overall card. 4-seam slider, 12-6 changeup cutter. That's a good pitch mix. He always throws really hard. This is a little older in his career, so not in his prime. Of course, it's not going to be the 99 overall card that his prime would entail. But looking at his attributes, overall a good starting pitcher. 92 hits per 9. You'd like that in the second third of the season to be maybe a little higher, but it's good enough. 84 Ks per 9 is kind of low. But the 1-on-1 pitching clutch is good, and we cannot see the control and the break because these are screenshots. That's an unfortunate thing about this video, is that I can't show you the control and break on the cards. But overall, a pretty nice starting pitcher option. For the Twins, we have Emmanuel Rodriguez. This is a pipeline card for the pipeline series that they just introduced. Lefty hitter, can play center, left, and right with very good defense, a really strong arm, and good speed. And offensively, he's good as well. He's got good power, 92, 97, and good enough contact at 80, 88 with 86 clutch that helps him out versus righties. So a pretty solid center fielding card right here for the Twins. For the Guardians, we have Steven Kwan. Steven Kwan cards are like, meh, in my opinion. They're never really good on Hall of Fame. He just doesn't really bring in power-wise when there's so many other options that have the same power and defense, or the same contact and defense, but better power. Ultimately, cool to see Steven Kwan's cards. 112, 105 contact, 115 clutch with 95 fielding and 91 reaction is always good. But he's not really the card type that I prefer. And then for the Royals, we have Alex Gordon, a lefty left fielder who can play third base, center, and right. Alex Gordon cards always have elite defense. This card is good defense, diamond across the board, except for fielding is going to be gold, but it's still really good, 85. And he has good enough speed in the outfield at 67. Across the board, hitting-wise, nothing elite, but nothing bad. 94, 85, 81, 80, like nothing terrible. In the clutch, 102 helps him out with that. Moving on to the NL Central, we have 4 players with attributes as well in this division. So we have Michael Busch from the Cubs, Josh Bell from the Pirates, Greg Vaughn from the Brewers, Rob Dibble from the Reds, and we have Joe Torre from the Cardinals. For the Brewers, we have Greg Vaughn, left fielder, can also play right. Not a good defender, he has 66 fielding with 67 reaction. The speed does help him a little in the outfield, so he's not going to take forever to get to the ball. Arm is okay at 78. Hitting is where you're going to see Greg Vaughn's strengths. 112, 102 power is great. The contact, 95, 85, that's good as well, with 98 clutch. So that's going to give him a boost for both contacts when there's a runner in scoring position. Overall, not a bad card. I wonder if he's eligible for the Buxton boost because he has 59 vision. Is it 60 or is it 50 that the Buxton boost is? It's 60. So yeah, he is eligible for the Buxton boost. So that'll help this card a lot. That'll get him 125 power right, 117 power left, and a plus 10 fielding and speed if you get a tier 3. So yeah, Greg Vaughn, pretty solid card. The next card that we have attributes for is Rob Dibble from the Reds. This is a very good reliever card. 4-seam slider cutter, speed differentials are there. He, of course, has outlier in the 4-seam. His cards always do. 118, 109 per 9s is really good. With 125 pitching clutch is really, really good for this stage in the season. This is going to be a really good reliever that's going to be completely free to get. He's probably going to be my first pick in this division. Those of you who played MLB, I think it was either last year or MLB 22, Michael Busch had a gold card in the BR program, which, oh my god, it was so good. It might have been last year from like a WBC card. Wherever it was from, it was an absolute beast. He was so good. His swing was so good. So I'm excited for this card. Ultimately, he's going to be much more dominant versus righties with 98, 103 versus righties than lefties, which is 86, 81. But he's still serviceable against lefties, and he has 92 clutch, which will help him against lefties. Defensively, not great attribute-wise, 60s and 70s, but he has good defensive flexibility. Can play first, second, third, and left. For the Pittsburgh Pirates, we have Josh Bell, switch hitting first baseman. Can play left and right, but if you put him in the outfield, then something's wrong with you, man. 49 arm, 48 speed, 64 fielding, 58 reaction in the outfield. You're crazy if you do that. Anyway, he can kind of survive at first base as long as you don't get any yellow throws. That's more user input, so if you get green throws, he's going to catch them. Just don't get yellow throws, and you'll be fine, and you'll get some bad animations naturally. But hitting-wise, this card is great. I mean, 93, 87 contact, 101, 94 power with 92 clutch. This card is not eligible for the Arenado boost as it was 45 speed. But anyway, just a great card overall regardless. So that is everything that we know for Season 1, Chapter 2, Team Affinity as of, let me check the time, as of 5:15 p.m. the Thursday night before. So if MLB The Show releases anything on Twitter at like 6 today, and that was Eastern time. If they release something like after I finish editing this video, I'm not going to go back and re-record and edit. Just check their Twitter. They might have done another division tonight or like tomorrow afternoon. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you're new here, follow me on all my social medias, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. But most importantly, make sure you subscribe right here on YouTube. So yeah, see you guys in the next one. Peace.